Welcome, guys, to the first episode of Media Lab. This is a show with the team here at Mitchell Media where we talk about what it's like to work in marketing and advertising and just to be millennials and Gen X folk inside of media and part of the next generation coming up in the industry. I'm Rob Mitchell, and you guys can find me on Instagram and all the other stuff, but mostly Instagram at Rob_Mitchell4. And I have with me today...
Hey guys, my name is Tiffany Azalea. You can find me on all social media platforms at Tiffany Azalea.
And I am Guenst. I'm only on Insta, but it's S_Guenst, and I'll make it worth it. So come to Insta.
Yeah. So we're all part of the team here at Mitchell Media. I'm founder, started everything. Mitchell, that's where it came from. So I kind of do everything, but I focus a little bit more on like accounts and stuff. So it's like I'm like customer service and sales, and that's like my main thing. But I hover over like creative and all sorts of client services stuff. Yeah. And Tiff, what do you do here?
Well, I'm the project manager here at Mitchell Media. I kind of keep these guys in line when it comes to the different projects and everything, and I work on strategy and all that cool stuff and the content that you guys see sometimes. That's me.
Yeah.
Nice. And I'm in development. We do not know my title. We don't know my job description, but I'm here. I will show up. I'm probably doing a lot of YouTube stuff. I love doing video production. I love interviewing people. I think a cool job title, Rob, would be just storyteller.
Storyteller.
Just the storyteller. I like to tell stories.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm like really weird with job descriptions. I always like to I'm like the guy who sits down and writes all of them, and I need like it to have some sort of weird, like, not weird, but like I always write very corporate sounding descriptions, like exactly what it equates to an advertising agency.
Which is not a bad thing.
Yeah, but I'll figure it. Storyteller.
Speaker of narratives.
Speaker of narratives.
Does that sound more corporate?
Yeah. I'm like, no, it's like I'm like hovering over something in like the public relations mixed with engagement, mixed with developer, mixed with producer, like something in there.
Okay.
It's like it's gonna be a very unique description because it's like everybody's kind of got weird descriptions right now. It's like no one really has like executive director. What does that mean? That means I do everything. It's like that's not a real thing. Well, actually, no, it is. So executive director is a term that's generally used in nonprofits for the owner and operator. It is not like a corporate marketing world kind of thing. Yeah. I just put it on there because it sounded less crampy than CEO.
Sounds real good.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. But, so, Tiff.
Yeah.
We've known each other for a minute. Yeah.
For a minute, high school days, guys.
Ooh.
Old school. Yeah, all the way back.
Yeah. Throwing it back.
Any funny, embarrassing stories of Rob?
Oh, jeez.
Not really. Where did we? Okay, I can say how we met. So we met. Well, I met him. Basically, he doesn't remember the first time we met.
No.
At SAT prep.
Oh.
Yes.
Smarties.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure? Okay, so hold on.
It was really SAT
Remind
prep.
me, because it's like, who was in that class?
No, don't quiz me on that one.
Because I don't remember anyone's names either, but maybe if you say it, then I'll remember.
No. I just remembered your face. See, sometimes I'm really good with like faces and not so much the name part.
Yeah.
But I remembered your face, and then we met again. I used to do musicals back in the day.
Ooh,
yeah.
fun.
And I was doing musical. I was at the end of a musical. Like everyone was engaging with each other. And then one of my friends I was doing a musical with knew Rob.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I was like, wait a minute. Yeah. Shout out to Diamond. That's her girl. And I was like, wait a minute. SAT prep. BABCS.
Yeah.
What's up?
That was it.
Yeah.
What? But
Right.
I'm trying to remember. Was that the SAT prep? It was in West Philly.
It was.
Somewhere.
I have no clue. Somewhere in Philadelphia.
So it's a fun story. The way that Tiff ended up getting involved with us was that way back in like 2016, I was like throwing around the idea. See, I was like not highly versed in like marketing or a lot of corporate stuff. I wasn't even studying business yet. I was studying like media and communications, but I knew I wanted to start something. So I was like gonna start something that was gonna be focused around like photography, video editing. Basically, it was like a creative agency, but I didn't really call it that yet. Actually, the funny thing was the name of it was Phenom Multimedia Marketing Conglomerate or something really long like that. It was really bad. Phenom, it's like phenomenal. So it's like a phenom, Oh, so it was like the idea was that it was gonna be like like personal branding stuff to like make someone a phenom.
Wow.
But yeah, I don't know if you remember that. The branding was like green and yellow. It looked like a Sprite can. It was ugly. And Tiffany and I sat down at Starbucks and I pitched her this role for like a sales representative.
Yeah, that was like freshman year of college.
Yep.
Cool.
Freshman year of college. And then I pitched it to her and Brian Chang as a photographer, and then I pitched it to nobody else because I realized how many holes there were in my business plan. And you guys didn't hear from me for like 4 years of college,
I was
pretty
like,
much. It was like, I have this idea.
Sure, yeah.
Woo!
Great.
And I just ghosted.
Oh, got really excited there.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, and then like years later, this is happening, and it's like, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go back to my original list, and it's like, the description changed a lot, but
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, no, that was it. Yeah, and
Now,
then
here we are.
Yeah, that's it.
Beautiful people, aren't we?
Indeed, yes, we've grown up. You should throw up a picture of us when we were kids.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
please
You
don't
have to
do that. They're like, wow, the glow up is real, honey. Just trust that, okay?
It's very real. Yes. Yeah, and then Sierra, how do we know each other?
With that story, our
Yeah.
church. I cannot remember the first time we met.
I remember it was at the Arts Bank.
Oh,
Yeah.
still not remembering.
I don't know.
Sorry.
I could because I remember it sounds really bad, but it was like I was always mixing you up with Brooke. Not because of looks, but it was the names.
height.
For some, it was like you guys were tall.
Yeah.
And like sometimes you
that.
guys had the same hair going, and it wasn't like often, but I was like, I always wanted to call Brooke Sierra, and I always wanted to call you Brooke, and I was like, I know they look different, but there was something in those names. Yeah.
Yeah, that story. And then this all happened pretty recently, and
Yeah. The way I knew that I wanted Sierra though was that like, first of all, like you're such a great like. You've got like such a great spirit with like teaching and stuff. It was like I knew that a lot of the people who would be working on this podcast would be either people who were training or interns or somewhere in that space. And then like I saw your reel for Temple, and like you just like had such like
That
a
was
thing
such
for
a
like
good reel.
reporting. It was like it's like
Such a good role.
we need that. It's like, and that was like funny because it was exactly in the vision that I had for Mitchell Media, which was that, you know, like we'd be on client services stuff, you know, and then we'd have someone who just like works on making content that's engaging and like informative, but not like with the purpose to sell something. And like you were like the perfect fit for that. And I wrote that job description with you in mind.
oh, man, that's cool.
So that was how that came about. Yeah. But yeah, so, and then of course the funny thing is that we both went to Temple,
Right.
which is a fantastic school.
Oh,
Go to Temple
I
if
love
you're a high
Temple with all
schooler.
my heart. I love Temple.
And what did you study at Temple?
So I studied communications, and then I had a Spanish minor. And I did a lot with Temple Update, which was the live newscast every week. I was the weather girl. And then I started a Spanish newscast there called Lo Último. Check it out. And yeah, so then that's when I started doing more production work. So I was the producer of that show. I did a little bit of reporting, not so much with that show, but I did reporting for Temple Update still at that time too. So I also directed. I'm trying to do a little bit of everything. I was the director, reporter, producer, anchor, but I think that was awesome because it gave me experience in what everyone is looking for and what you want to do. And yeah, but my favorite thing is just talking to people. So any way I can do that, it's fun.
Yeah. And I think when we really connected was when I was doing broadcast work for Epic, and then we had started talking about like video stuff, and that was when I really found out that's what you did.
I do remember that.
Because they were like, there are very few people who will ever understand the stress that comes into live broadcast production.
Yes.
That is just like, it's a whole new monster. I mean, like you got your camera ops, your audio engineers, your director, your technical director, you know, it's like, it's just a whole thing.
Everything
and then the
has to be
speaker,
on point.
right, exactly, yeah. And then the speaker is just always late somehow. They have the least amount of work to do. I don't know.
Always something, yeah.
It's always
There's
like, it's always something weird, yeah.
Yeah. There's
I
a lot
mean-
of moving parts. Yeah,
Yeah.
It was stressful, but it was also cool. It's amazing when it comes all together. Cause you're just like, oh, that's my baby. Like,
Right, yeah.
yes, it's grown up.
Yeah, like it hurts a lot coming out. Like just
gosh.
like birthing the baby, it's like really painful and it's just terrible and it takes forever. But then you know you have like a little video and it's like, oh, it's so cute. I'm just gonna put you in the pile with all the other videos that are gonna come out the next week. Like I'm just gonna do this all over again on Sunday, and it's like, that's what I had to get out of there. I couldn't do that every single week. Yeah. It's funny. It's like working with volunteers is like a thing. It's like really cool because it's like you've got people who are passionate, like they love what they're doing, they're serious about it.
Yeah.
But then it's like, you know, there's only so much that you can count on people to do, or so many responsibilities you can give. Like, was it the same thing, like working with students?
Yeah. Well, it's hard too because, like, on my team also we'd have people that were like chem majors or architecture majors, and they were doing it partly with the Spanish newscast to like practice Spanish, but they also just like wanted to dabble in different things, and which is what school is for. Like at university, you encourage that, like try different things. But sometimes it was like so much teaching that you're like, all right, I can't expect a perfect show.
Right.
So sometimes that was hard. It's like, oh, we put so much work into it, want it to look perfect, and then you're like, it's not going to, and that's okay. Like the whole point of this is for people to learn and like get experience. And so. Yeah, once I kind of got that realization, it helped a little bit. Yeah, but I think we did an amazing job. It was really fun. And it's cool to see that it's still going on. People kept the show going. And yeah, I mean, I think so I'm not Latina. I wish I was. But I've done a lot of work with like, obviously my show, but then also now I teach at Esperanza, which is this charter school that's all Latinx students, and so it's just been fun to be able to like help kind of like break through in this market because there's not that many Latino news organizations. There's Telemundo in Philly, and Univision is like starting up, but they're pretty small. So we were kind of like one of the main news sources in Philadelphia, it seemed like, for that kind of news. So that was just like a fun thing to be a part of. And
for sure.
Yeah, that's a big community impact.
Yeah.
So it's like watching a little baby grow up. Like, oh, I started this. Go fly.
Go fly.
Yeah.
It was fun.
And then Tiff, you're all over the place. You do a ton of different things.
Oh my God.
And you've done a ton of different things. I think that was the thing that stood out to me about you when I met you, was that you were one of the only people who were taking full advantage of the time that you get from doing virtual school. So we were both in virtual school. And it's like the reason we did it was because, we were both like overachiever, highly busy kind of people. Yeah. And it worked for us because then we didn't have to be in classes. Yeah. But other people just felt like, I don't like putting on clothes. I don't want to wear pajamas. And it's like, I met like Tiffany, and I'm like, dang, you like do stuff. And there were a couple other people like that. I'm not saying everybody was, but you know, So it's like,
Yeah, always doing something. I dance, I act, I model, I do media stuff. So I do a little bit of everything, but genuinely, I love everything that I do. Like everything that I like to do, everything that I love to do, not like, because I love it. I try to make it into, you know, like my job, like my dream. It's something I wake up and I do every single day. That's why I'm here with you all, because this is what I love to do every day. But yeah, that's just a little bit about
and Eagles cheerleader.
Oh my God,
that's a big deal.
I wait pom-poms. I love that. Just going into my second year now, so yeah.
Did you do cheer all the way through? Like, were you a baby cheerleader?
No, so I never was a cheerleader. I was always a dancer. So I started dancing like as a little tyke, like, you know, in the little tutus and everything, putting your hands up like this, and, you know, step, clap. Right, when I was like 2 years old. And then, you know, I grew up, I think about like 13, I started doing it professionally. I was dancing background for local artists, you know, doing music videos, things like that. So fun. Yeah, and then I was just like, it kind of happened organically, you know. I just started going on auditions. Like I would see things like going on like Twitter, or like, oh, come try out for this audition, and, you know, I would just go, and then things would just happen. And then I would eventually I got into modeling and pageants, the whole 9 yards. And again, that happened organically. It was like something came in the mail, and I was like, okay, like let's just go and do this for fun. And then, you know, from that I got modeling opportunities, and now I'm with the agency and another agency. Cool. I've been able to travel, work in different markets like Atlanta, Miami, you know, work and a little bit of play too, which is fun. So we get those hand in hand. But yeah, and now I'm with an amazing organization, and you know, can't complain. I'm loving life right now. Having a good time.
We were just talking about some of like the majors and stuff that are going on in colleges now. Like, you know, it's like this whole thing going on now where it's like, you know, like every generation has an edge over the last one. But it seems like people complain like about every generation that comes out, and that's something that's normal, right? I mean, I think that's every generation does that, right?
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I feel like each generation is always like a thing. Like the older generation is always going to complain about the new generation, and then like that cycle just keeps going on and going on. So it's always going to be a thing, but can't help it. But what's the newest thing now? Like, what are the older generation complaining about now about us? I guess.
I feel like it's always been rap music. It's always been against rap music.
Turn that music down.
But I was just telling Rob that I feel like when we're like in our 50s. Our, like, the generation below us, like, our kids' generation is gonna be like, ew, rap music. They're gonna think it's like the oldies.
I think about that.
Like, I don't know what the next wave of music's gonna be, but then we'll be like, I'll turn that down. And they're gonna be like, we'll be listening to Meek Mill, and they'll be like, ugh, rolling their eyes.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I can promise you, the next generation is gonna hate us for creating dubstep. Because I listen to that now and I'm like, it's not good. It's just not good. I don't know why I liked that. Like,
it's
I started going, hold on, this is song The Sunlight Hurts My Eyes. I forget who it's by or whatever. I used to think that was the
creative
thing.
title.
Yeah.
I thought it was the thing, but it's so bad. I listen to it now, it's just noise. It's like, it's not music. I don't know. I know why the last generation complained about that. But yeah, no, I think, you know, everyone has like an edge up when it comes to technology. And it's like, with this new digital age that's coming through, I mean, we're gonna be like cutting edge of cutting edge. Like, this is like our exact space that we're gonna be in.
Because we like grew up in this era of technology, so like we basically know everything. Yeah, we're the experts. We're teaching everybody else like, oh, this is how you do this. But then the ones like right underneath us, super pros.
Yeah.
Like,
we have 3-year-olds that are using like Adobe Premiere.
What?
iPads and like iPhones, and they have cameras, they have all this stuff. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
I started off of like, not even a flip phone, like the bar phone with like the snake game on it.
Yeah.
Yes, that was
that
my
game.
first cell phone, and then like that was like technology. My dad, growing up, he always had computers in the house, like multiple computers, because he was like into.
And they were like this big, right?
Yes, like chunky. The back was all fat, like this.
Like I'm big and
but
chunky.
I knew them like the back of my hand, you know.
Computers.
Yeah.
We got that floppy disk.
Oh my gosh, floppy disk! I remember those.
No one knows what that means when they're in Word and they hit save. You know,
Yeah, it's a floppy disk.
It's a floppy disk, yeah. And the little handheld computers. You guys remember those? You can like search stuff up.
a BlackBerry?
Well, I never
No,
had
it was like, this is like old, like 2000s, early 90s. They were like these handheld computers. And you can search stuff. And they like had these super robot, like not like Siri, like super robotic voices, like, and this is how you do this. Like,
never
it was,
had one of those.
Oh, this is like, I was just probably really advanced. So like I said, my dad was like into technology, so he had all the coolest gadgets. But yeah, back in the day.
Do you remember your first iPod?
Yes, the first,
I
had the first iPod actually. The one with like the small screen and the. No,
No, I know what you're talking about. And I had a learning curve. Like I had no idea how to use like the spinny thing. I was like, what do I do with this? Yeah.
I don't even think that was the first iPod though. I think there was one without a screen before that.
Oh really?
Was there?
Well, there was the
I
Walker.
don't know. Somebody fact check
I grew up
that.
in an MP3 player family. We didn't
Oh.
have the Apple products. I don't know.
CD players.
Oh yeah, CD players.
CD
Yep,
players.
I
That was my
definitely
thing. I
remember
used to
that.
beg for
Yeah.
a CD player. Like, please, mom, give me one. And they got one. So it's great.
It's crazy to think that like at the age that we were excited to get a CD player or an MP3 player or an iPad or what was it, iPod, like kids at our age doing that will be like producing their first song or something like that because they'll be able to do it so quickly.
Yeah.
It's like you can do anything that you want to do, you can do it yourself. It's like I don't even see the point of like having an agency or I mean like having to like sign on to become an artist when it's like if you just sing on YouTube and you keep doing that, you can make a whole career out of that.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, it's like there are these cover artists who are out here who have been at it for like the last like 10, 15 years or something like that with YouTube, and they have a whole life out of it.
Yeah, like Chloe and Halle, they blew up. It's
Oh,
they started on YouTube. I'll fill you in. They started on YouTube. And now they're co-signed by Beyonce.
Wow.
Legit, wow.
Grammy nominated, or they might even have a Grammy now, actually. I'm not sure, but definitely for sure Grammy nominated and co-signed by Beyonce, the queen.
That's crazy.
Excuse me? From YouTube to this, and they are on a TV show called Grownish. Like, they're just doing it big. So, yeah, a lot of, who else is out there from YouTube?
Well, I mean, the classic example is Justin Bieber.
As I said, Justin Bieber, hello, blew up.
And who's marrying Stephen Baldwin's daughter,
Yeah.
which is so
Haley Baldwin,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
These celebrity couples are always like, oh, I never saw that coming.
Never
It's
saw
like,
like even now I'm like,
like, is Nicolas Cage's son gonna marry Owen Wilson's daughter? I don't even know if they have kids. I'm just throwing it out there. It's weird to me. I don't know. But like, yeah, no, I feel like, you know, if you're going into marketing, news, media, whatever, just like make content. Like get on YouTube, get on Instagram, and don't make just don't be like Vine stars. I'm sorry. They made controversial. They made a living out of it. They did.
But second,
They're
it
amazing.
blew up.
Yeah,
Blew
it
up
was
off of
hilarious.
Vine.
I think there were
They used
people.
it to their advantage.
There are people who blew up out of Vine and made good content and make money, but then there are people who were on Vine and just made just stuff.
That's
and
YouTube.
just became,
That's everything.
I mean,
But
yeah,
it wasn't-
basically
it wasn't
everything.
funny.
How everything starts.
It's not
though.
quality, it was just content. And just from mass producing
I
content,
laughed.
they were able to make it somewhere. And that's fine. I mean, it came with a level of quality, you know, they made it. And I think that should serve as an example that even if you make stuff that you don't really try at, or you don't script, or you don't do whatever. Like, you remember when, like, what was it? Milking or jugging or something like that was a thing when people would run into grocery stores and throw a milk, like a gallon of milk in the air. And then just let it hit the floor and slip on it and do dumb stuff. It's like, but they made a living out of that from consistent content.
You have to remember. Oh,
go ahead. No,
but you have to remember that a lot of times when people are doing this, they don't expect, like back in the day, they didn't expect that, oh, you can make money off of this. Before, it was just a thing like, okay, we're just going to have fun and make these videos. And it was something that people genuinely enjoyed to do. And nothing was ever going to come out of it. And then it did, something did come out of it.
Well, I think
you have to remember that.
Professional vlogger now is actually
it's
intense.
But
like,
before,
it's not just
it wasn't a thing. But now people are like, oh well, there's bandwagoners who are like who take the organicness out of it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh well, let me just vlog because I know I can get a check out of this. And I just in that way it kind of has changed nowadays. But back in the day, though, the people who have been in it for a long time and like had been the pioneers of like, you know, being able to make money off of it, those were like the ones that people continue to watch because they know how to do it organically. You know?
Yeah.
And the skill is to like go from Vine then to YouTube because when Vine died,
Well, it was
gotta
actually
step
Vine
it up.
to Instagram, I think.
Oh yeah, it definitely
Because
was mine
what
to
happened
Instagram.
was Snapchat was hot, so Viners were on Snapchat at the same time. But then Snapchat started dipping a little bit. Vine died. They all hopped over to Instagram because Snapchat was dipping because Instagram integrated the stories. So everyone went over to Insta and YouTube kind of at the same time, but Viners had already been going on YouTube posting compilations and doing like very bad short skits. You know, I just, no, that's my thing. It's like, I've just never seen, I'm not trying to hate on Viners, but I've never seen a Viner make a skit that was like,
I love
wow.
Gabe Conti.
Who?
Gabe and Jess Conti. Do you know that?
No, I don't.
So Gabe Conti and An loves them.
She's doing a heart behind the camera.
Gabe Conti and then also Marcus Johns.
Yeah.
Who's like his, like I think they're friends. Okay, me as a fan. All right, we got fans in the room. But they both made that transition from Vine, and now they're both big-time vloggers. And I mean, that's a skill. And then they're pretty funny. Like they had some pretty good skits, especially Gabe. I really liked his stuff.
Well, then
I
I'll
can hate on Marcus, but I don't think I know his Vine system as much. I watch more Gabe's.
I'll have to take that statement back as soon as I watch that.
Yeah, check them out.
Like-
I mean, they're always silly. It's
I
not
just,
like
I just can only
it's
think
not
of
like
like
a produced movie, but it's just something goofy that makes you laugh.
I just keep thinking of like the main, like the people who were like top 8 Viners. It was like I
Like
just
King
never
Batch or Bach.
I'm not trying to throw shade at anybody.
Oh,
specifically.
was that King Batch? Oh, but
no, I haven't. I just, it's just a thing. But
he blew up. He's
he
on
blew
like
up
what,
a lot,
Wild
yeah.
now, and like has commercial deals and
with Nick Cannon.
yeah.
He's on Wild Now.
A lot. I feel like a lot of Viners and like, you know, people who are on like social media, like comedy wise, they're on Wild Out now. Check them out.
I haven't seen that show in a minute.
I
so,
know
yeah,
that show's been on for a long time, and then it
Yeah.
stopped and it came back. But yeah, it's still around.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, you know, if it's that easy, it's like, just like, if you're out here and you do something that's creative, like, I think the key to success isn't like online content. It's not making content and just pushing it out. Like, that was something that hits when like you get an audience and a generation hooked on you.
Yeah.
It's just like making dumb stuff or making whatever. But if you really want to stand out, like, you find what your thing is. You know, it's like, are you a dancer? Are you a painter? Are you whatever?
Are you
and
funny?
then you can do, right, are you funny? And then like lean into your funniness. Don't just like, if you're sitting at the lunch table with your friends, you're like, ha ha ha, French fry up my nose. It's like, sure, you're getting laughs, but it's like, practice it. Run it by people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, write a script. Like, you know, it's not hard. It's like, you know, you don't have to go to a script writing class to write a skit, you know? Just do it. Just make it. I mean, honestly, I wish that I had produced, like, a ton of ideas that I had for comedy stuff when I was, like, in school. Like, I could have blown up on Vine if I had tried it.
Well, I think the thing with it, too, it's like you're really putting yourself out there. So
right.
it is really vulnerable.
So I give that to everybody, any Viner, everybody who makes any content. You put yourself out there, and that's amazing.
You just try, and if it totally fails, like, that's okay. And then you're, like, growing from that, and I think you have to like fail a few times before you kind of get it anyway. So.
It's true. Well, I did, sorry, go ahead.
And if you genuinely love it and this is what you like to do, that's your passion, then why not just go ahead and do it and get yourself out there?
Yeah.
I love the travel vlogs. Like these people are getting themselves in the most beautiful hotels for free just because they're taking videos of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on.
Like, just figure out what your thing is. Like, that's it. It's like, literally, I have a friend of mine who's like, she just loves traveling. All she wants to do is like international business and travel. And it's like, you can get yourself right in that community if you just make videos. Like, just every time you travel, it's like the hardest thing about creating content is the discipline of finishing the content. It's easy to record a video, to take a picture. It's like figuring out the right time to post it. And
the quality of it.
The quality and editing and all that stuff is like, that's what's hard.
When to stop editing.
And when to stop editing,
You're like, wait, if you're a perfectionist, you're like, wait, that doesn't look right.
That's why I've only have one new YouTube video on my personal channel since January of this year, is because I spent forever editing. I had a YouTube channel. I think you guys know that, right? Yeah, like way back when. Yeah, it's hidden. I deleted every single one of my original videos.
What's your take on showing your creativity before it's like publicly released? You know what I mean? Like, let's say you're making a video and your friends are like want to see it, or you're writing something and your friends want to read it, but you're like, it's not done yet. Like for me, I hate that. I'm like, nope, I gotta get it all down how I like it first, and then you can critique it. Yeah.
Me too, all day. Like, it has to be ready to be shown. If it's not ready, you can't see it. I'm still in my creative process. Right. You know what I mean?
Because then you're getting other people's ideas, and then it's pulling you from your own. And you're like, all right, then I'm making it like this and like that. Okay.
Actually, I really like. I see like what I make creatively as far as like video editing or writing. It's like working on like a car, where it's like if you're like changing parts under the hood, you know what you want, like it's already like cemented what is you want. Like it's not gonna waver, it's not gonna change. The tires are on the car. But it's like I'll show it to someone else and be like, hey, what do you think of this? And they're like, I would do this, or I would do that, or I don't like this, or this is confusing. Especially with my writing. Like I do like recreationally, I've been working on a TV series for like since 2013. So like I run it by people all the time, because it's like I like to hear feedback, and I want to hear it now while the car is still able to get to the transmission easily before I shut the hood and I bolt everything up, and then it's all on the road, and everyone's like, that doesn't make any dang sense. Or like, what is that character doing all the way on the other side of this place? Or I don't understand the motivation, all that kind of stuff. So I love running it by people early. Like even with my YouTube videos, it's like I'll show people a draft before I even export it, because I don't want to see it. Like I don't want to see it communicated poorly. So like I love running stuff by people.
I think it depends on what stage you are in the process too. Like if you're like kind of mostly done, then I'm like, okay, you can just see this little sneak peek because this one part of it is finished. But the whole thing, if it's not quite right, I don't think people be like, girl, that looked a hot mess. Do it over again. No. Because then I'd be like, oh, really? Okay.
I mean, you have to be able to take the criticism. I think there's a point where you do need people to check it out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And help you edit it. But I think in the beginning stages, it's just like then your creativity isn't coming out. Then you're you're tapping into other people's creativity.
Right.
It's like your thing, and you need to make it your thing.
Exactly.
Okay.
Do you guys have like a number one critic in your life, like the person who you always want to run stuff by? Like if you have to run it by someone, like you know you're gonna get like a realist response about it.
I don't know if I have like a number one, but I feel like I run it by whoever's like in my circle all the time. I mean, I really like to write. And my friend Elizabeth, we love the same books. She loves to write. So if it was writing material, I would definitely run it by her. I think the video is actually my dad, because he did film stuff in high school. He wasn't like into it as much anymore, but he's a good eye for it. So yeah, he's creative too.
Actually, I'm gonna piggyback off of that.
Yeah.
When it comes to like editing and filming and photography and things like that, definitely I have a best friend. His name is Amadou. Met him in college. My best friend throughout college, and we were in the same major. He's like really good, always on point. So like if I'm doing something or like editing, I'm like, oh, did this look good? Or like, what else could I add or to make it pop? Definitely for him, yeah, I would go say for that.
With videos and graphics, Ron Millward. Yo, that guy will always tell me when something looks dumb, and I love it. No, seriously. So like throughout my entire life, I want people to tell me when something looks stupid. I want people to tell me when they can't see
honest.
it. Like tell me exactly what it is. And he tries not to be harsh because it's like no one wants to just be like, that looks dumb. But it's like, and he doesn't really say it like that either. But it's like the realist, like it's just like I want to know if something does not look that great. Yeah. I always do because it's like I will spend more time on it. I will color grade it because in no way, especially with Mitchell Media stuff, will I ever let quality dip. Like it can't go down even the slightest. Even if it's like for like a client that's like, oh, I've got a low budget, make me this video. Then it's like I've got to kind of post it differently. Like you know what I mean? Like we did a brand film for this one client. And it was like very quick. The script that they wrote was like okay. It was a little choppy on their flow. So I kind of had to demote it from being like, this is a commercial for their organization from how we display it. Even though that's what they did because they didn't want us to write the script and they didn't want us to like work with them through the whole process of like actually speaking. So it's like, you kind of have to take it as like, okay, this is now something that's just for social media. Like it's just a little promo thing. But like, I'll run stuff like that by Ron and it'll just be like, hey, work on the color grading or stabilize this or whatever. And it's always stuff that I wouldn't catch or I'm too in love with to say no or change it myself.
Yeah, that's something I learned early on is you can't fall in love with anything.
Exactly.
Like you have to let it go. Cue Frozen right here.
I've never seen that.
I can't sing, but
Because sometimes you really like something. I thought you were in musicals.
Listen, I was in the chorus. I wasn't the soloist, okay? I was in the back. Yeah. No.
But I think sometimes you really love something and then you try to make it work and it's just not working. Like it might be good standalone, but then you're like forcing it to stay.
Oh yeah.
Gotta cut it.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like I feel like you need people in your life who are brutally honest. Like don't get those people who are just like, slap a little band-aid on something and something doesn't look good, try to make you feel better about yourself. Like you need people who are gonna be like, listen, I gotta tell you the truth. This doesn't look good.
Not good.
Yeah.
You gotta change it up.
Yeah.
So don't get sugar coaters. Get those sugar coaters out your life. You don't need those.
And get people out of your life who don't like. Okay, so it's like if you're an entrepreneur and you are in a circle full of people who hate their 9-to-5 jobs but have not quit or tried to promote or tried to move to a different 9-to-5 job, don't get advice on how to run your business or how to brand your business or how to market it. Get no advice from those people at all because all they're going to tell you is what, if they're not motivated enough to change their life to get into what they're passionate about, they're not going to give you the best advice on how to get you out of what you're doing that you don't like into what you're passionate about.
Yeah.
And I think there's so many businesses out here, and that's why like my real passion is to get out here for these like passionate people who are like taking that risk as an entrepreneur, who have like clip art on their profile picture on Instagram or Facebook. And it's not, some people look at it and they're like, ew, that's corny. I look at it, it's like sad to me. It's like, yo, like, you are like doing it, you're taking the risk, you're making it happen, you're going out and you have the bravery to go and find and hound down these clients, but you're just missing little things because no one told you like, take this to a little bit further. You know what I mean? Because it's like, companies can look like they are like 50 staff members in not multi-million, I'm not gonna go crazy, but like thousands and thousands of like profit revenue very easily. It just takes a good eye. It just takes good branding, run your social media well, and you can look so much bigger than you are and attract way bigger fish, like way bigger, clients and contracts and, start swimming in networks that you would never expect. And that's what's going to help you scale your business. Yeah. It's like, of course you need a good product, you can't bring, you can't have like the best appearance in the world. And then, I pull everything back to a dating comparison somehow with like sales and marketing. It's like, no, like they sit in the office with me. It's like, man, you gotta compare this again, but it's like, you can get all dressed up. You can wear as much as you want, and you can, do your makeup, do your hair, picked out the best possible shoes. But it's like when you actually sit down and have a conversation with somebody, if it's not a product that's worth having, then, you're wasting your money on branding. So it's like, it's a balance, it's like you need your branding and you need your product / service,
I think back to the advice thing too, it's like, I heard, and you guys have probably heard this too, I think it's kind of a common quote, but like, don't ask for advice from someone whose life you don't want to have. So if they're living a life that you're like, I'd rather not, and they're giving you all of this advice, it's like, well, why would I take that from you? And then on the flip side, like when you find, depending on what your thing is, but like when you find the video blogger that you love, and then you're trying to emulate him and like just learn from him, and that's, which for me is Sam Colder. I love his work. Do you know him?
Everybody's? No, I don't. Okay, brag about him for a minute, then I'll say my thing.
Well, he does a lot of travel videos. Yeah. He has the best transitions ever. Like, they're just so smooth. So, like, I feel like he kind of just sets the trend for, like, how the transitions go in our age right now. But beautiful, beautiful work. And he has, so that's another branding thing. I think it's always good to have something that, like, people remember you by. So he does a backflip in every video.
Wow.
So now when you see backflips, you think of Sam Colder. And, keeps
yeah. That's a fantastic tactic for marketing, branding. Like, you don't even, like
what's your thing?
Yeah, what's your thing? Yeah. So, Tiff, who's, like, your, like, media icon, idol person that's like, if you could like emulate or follow the path of success, like.
See, I'm really into vloggers. I love watching vlog videos. It's kind of weird. It's like reality TV, but not. I guess it's reality TV.
It is.
It's like, but just not a higher. It's not a higher production value.
Honestly, it's probably more realistic.
Yes,
no,
exactly.
reality.
For sure. Yes,
more
genuine.
Because it's not like scripted
actual reality.
No shade, but
no, reality TV is terrible. I hate it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat that.
I love. She's a blogger called Jayla Porion. She is like, she started off in college, like blogging her college experience, and now she's like showing, her journey throughout life. So the people that's been watching her for years, she's kind of taking the people who's been with her through her college experience and now into her regular life. She's written a book. She's like hair guru, makeup guru. Like, she started her own business, and I was like, that's kind of like what I want to do. So, she inspires me. I love watching her content. She's amazing with the editing and everything. So, nice. That's my girl.
I've got a couple people. I feel like everyone knows who I'm going to say. Everyone who's sitting behind the scenes right now, David's pointing at himself. He's like...
You like David?
Is
he your role model?
David.
David's pretty great.
All right, so... But he knows who it is. I can't think of anyone else to say, so I'm going to say... it's William Haynes. It's absolute William Haynes. And it's not from a lack of trying to figure out someone else, but like, I'm trying to figure out like someone who in business inspires me more. Yeah. But when it comes to the content I make personally, it's like William Haynes all the way. Like, that dude on YouTube, like, not only is he blowing up, but it's like he started from like very humble beginnings, making his own content in his bedroom. I love his comedy. I love how he like stays so true to himself. And he's just weird. Like, I really like someone who can get on YouTube and just be weird and talk about what's going on in their head and just like not like be not, you know what I mean? Like, not present for the camera. Just be like, hey, this is my life. This is what I'm doing today. Like, I'm gonna be awkward about this and I'm gonna talk about that, and I'm gonna make this joke that no one else will laugh at, but I'll laugh at my own joke. And then he makes music. Like, he's working with Rhett and Link right now, which is really, really cool. Like, you guys know Rhett and Link, right? No?
No, I just was nodding my head.
I did the face.
Cool.
They're like a big YouTuber. Like,
well, you don't want to disappoint somebody.
Yeah. Hey, no, don't. If you don't know, don't nod. Just go, Never heard of them. But yeah, no, Rhett and Link, like, he's doing stuff for them, and he produces like such fun content, and he finds the right people to surround him with, that he synergizes with, and he just makes these productions that are just super creative. I really enjoy them. Yeah.
I like genuine.
Yeah.
More genuine. Yeah. Because we all know you can make a facade and you can make yourself look cool.
Anybody can do that, yeah.
You got Photoshop for that, Facetune. But when you're just being genuine with it, it's really endearing.
Yeah, and I think that's like the key to like marketing in general nowadays, is that like advertisements are everywhere. It's like, and that's really ads more than marketing. Is like, are you going to like present something to someone, or are you going to talk to somebody? Because like even when I talk to clients, it's like I can easily just come up with like the most sugar-coated, simple way of saying anything. But it's like you just want to be authentic, and it's like
people can read that.
Yeah, they can, and they can read it online more
really
than
turns
anything.
people off.
You,
Yeah. It's like, I mean, you know how many pyramid schemes I've gotten pitched? Oh my gosh, like that is the least, like it's sad because it's like you can genuinely tell that the person wants you to do it and that they think it works, but you know they're following a script.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, I feel like that's how ads are on social media now, where it's like, hey guys, do you want to learn how I made $50 million
cut it out.
in a
I hate
month?
it like that.
I got a Ferrari! It's like, can you not do that?
No,
it's
just
just so
sure.
bad.
Yeah. People like people who are personable, someone who
Exactly.
they can relate to. So take that approach to things and people will naturally gravitate towards you.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's the blueprint right there.
Yeah.
Easy and simple.
That works for life too, not just
For
media.
life,
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're a business owner, like the easiest way to like find clients is think about how did you find your friends. Like, you know, unless you found them, you know, on the side of the street.
That's
You
how
know,
I think of everything.
I was-
Like
yeah, I
in
know.
terms of like networking, I kind of think of it as like, oh, I'm creating a friendship first, and then like I feel like that way networking comes more organically to me. And I'm just like, you know, just chatting it up, and you know, not like, hi, I'm Tiffany, and let's work together. Like, no, I can't even act like that.
Exactly.
So I always just go into things like, you know, really natural, and like,
kinda
okay, we're just
cringy.
building a friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Very
You're like,
cringy.
hey, what can you help me with?
Like, what can I do for you? What can you do for me? Like,
Exactly.
Exactly,
no,
right. And there's like, I feel like that's like that's an approach that like the last generation is very used to, because I just feel like it's very straight to business. It's like, I do this. My name is Bill. It's like Vance Refrigeration. You know, it's like that's it. It's like, you
But
know.
you can still, I feel like, do that being genuine though too.
Yeah.
That's why it's
can
like,
be
okay, approach it a little bit differently, but still have that professionalism about yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's when you're like pretending to be someone's friend, but you really just want their money. That's the annoying part.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the thing. And it's
just
like,
get to the point. I know what you're here for. What do you want?
Right.
Exactly.
Get on my face.
So it's like, I think like the way to win with the next generation, like millennials, Gen X, and then everything else that comes after that, is just to like create a brand that's based around a person or an idea or a vision, and something that's not based around like the specific product and the specific service. Like instead of making like, you know, West Philly cleaning, like, you know, I mean, take a little bit more time to figure out a name that works for you. And it's like, that is something that we do for clients too, is like we do like all the copywriting and like brand development to try to figure out like, how can we communicate what you're passionate about and why it is that you're starting this company, and like everything that is inside of you to make this happen into the title and the image and the colors and everything. Because it's not hard. Yeah. It's like, oh, you know, we're here to listen. Like it's all about passion. Like just like Tiff was saying, where it's like, you know, you're getting to know someone and you're becoming their friend. It's like you don't want to be like just friends with someone who isn't passionate, I guess. I don't know, that sounds weird, but it's like, I feel like passion, and especially passion in common, is what ignites friendships. You know, with business, it's the same thing. It's like, I will actually actively, like, they say you shouldn't really do it, but turning down clients, I will turn down clients if they're not passionate about what they do. Like, that doesn't work.
Because it's honestly a waste of time. Because
It
imagine putting time into someone and trying to help them, and they don't even really know what they're doing. They don't know what direction they're headed. That's a waste of time on our part, you know what I mean? Or whoever you're working with.
Yeah.
It's a waste of time.
And I want to know, Tiff, how much Netflix do you watch?
So let's see. Well, streaming services in general, between like Netflix, Hulu, what else? Amazon Prime. I just figured that out.
Actually.
I just subscribed to that. I was like,
too,
wait a
yeah.
minute, I'm paying for Amazon Prime. I'm not using the videos
And YouTube.
services. YouTube.
Red,
Oh,
right.
okay, yeah. So Netflix, well, all the streaming services I just named. Let's see. I'm always watching them. Definitely way more than TV. I just turn them on and I just let them play, like in the background. Like something I just finished watching. What was it? With Christina Applegate, and her husband died. Dead to Me. So good. She's like, you're dead to me or something. That show is so good on Netflix.
Is Linda Cardellini's in there too, right?
Who? Say it again.
She was Velma in Scooby-Doo.
Oh, yes! That's who's
Nobody
in the
knows
show.
her name.
I said, who? Now see how I got
Yeah.
I was like, oh
She's in
know
Freaks
her
and
Okay,
Geeks.
so what's it about? Because I saw the trailer and I was like, it's like just a lady handing the casserole.
Yeah,
Have you seen
yeah,
that?
that's what attracted me to it.
Oh, really?
Honestly,
It
like
turned me
on
off. I was
Instagram,
like,
I
I
saw
don't
the little
get
I
ad.
hate casserole, and now we
I
know we got that in
it
common
looked
now. It's like
disgusting. If you look at the TV show or Netflix show, whatever you want to call it, and you see the casserole that she was handing over, it looked terrible.
Well, I didn't really get it either. Did she
So-
kill her husband?
No, so her husband died. I don't know, is this a spoiler? I don't know. But her husband died, and, you know, her neighbor was trying to be like a nice neighborly person. And the main character, I guess, Christina Applegate, she is, like, not, like, a nice person, for real. She's
Okay.
kind of a little bit of a beep. And people don't really like her. You know, her neighbor was trying to be nice, and she's just like, girl, why are you here? Like, okay, my husband died, but I don't talk to you. I don't mess with you. But I really enjoyed the show. Something you guys should check out. It's really good.
Did you watch cable at all?
Absolutely not. I can't remember the last time. No.
The only thing, I don't have cable at my house, but if I'm like home with my parents, I'll watch Hallmark movies.
Yeah.
Hallmark movies.
Oh, like
Especially around
Lifetime and
Christmas
stuff,
time.
Travel
Yeah.
Channel. That's the stuff I used to love to watch.
But that's it.
I hate
once I went
those
to school,
things.
like once I was in college, I'm like, I'm not paying for cable.
Right.
Like,
Mm.
there's no need to, because you can honestly like stream it online. Like all the shows you watch on cable, like
And Netflix original series, which I guess Dead to Me is, have like really stepped up the game.
oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
They're amazing.
You know what? I remember when Netflix back in the day, I had Netflix years and years ago before it was
They
like a
mailed
online.
you the
when they
DVDs.
mailed the DVDs.
Yep, I remember that.
And
yeah.
the movie selection was trash.
Yes.
What?
Terrible.
No. Are you serious?
Oh my word,
The
God, it was
movie
horrible.
selection was better on
No.
DVDs than it is now because
No,
I
no,
could
no,
watch
no, no,
all
no, no,
three
no, no.
Spider-Man movies
Excuse me.
on DVD.
How
Maybe the
far
only
ago?
thing.
How far ago
talking-
did you get Netflix?
I'm
Like,
talking
when it
about
first came out.
2000. No, I didn't have it when it
We
first
counted.
came out.
My
When it
mom literally
first came
canceled her
out.
subscription 9 times. She would get Netflix and then she'd be like, "There's nothing on here," and then she'd cancel it, and then she'd be like, "Oh, I want to watch a movie," so she'd get Netflix, and then she'd be like, "Oh, this is trash," and then she'd
Yeah.
cancel
I
it.
think it was probably
Terrible.
like 2000. I want to say it was around 8 or 9.
It
somewhere
was
between-
kind of competing with Redbox, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because you could go to
but-
Redbox and get your
Wasn't
DVD,
it before Redbox?
or you can get Netflix.
Wait.
mailed
Netflix was
to you.
before
Hey.
Redbox, for sure. It was
Look it
before.
up. When did Netflix start? Wait, because I remember
'Cause I
Netflix DVDs. I was disappointed when they went to streaming because they didn't have all the same TV shows and movies that I could get in the box. Like I could watch all
Okay,
the seasons
yeah.
of Community on there, like on the DVD,
I don't
but
even
they
know what that
it,
is.
Yeah, I
it
don't
wasn't
remember
streaming.
that. I know what Community is.
Okay,
1997.
August 29th, 1997 in Silicon Valley. That means that it was on like nothing. It was like Netflix wasn't a
I
thing
was
for a long
too.
time.
Yeah, so I'm saying I had it back when it was like just starting out, and it was just like, it would be like weird stuff. Every once in a while, you would get a good, relevant movie that people actually knew what it was, but
Oh.
yeah, until it came to like streaming, that's when I was like, oh, okay, that's actually a good selection, and then we actually started liking Netflix.
I'm gonna be
I like
honest.
it a
though.
lot now. I didn't watch this 2 years, honestly.
Yeah,
I
they
started
stepped it up
looking
for
it.
sure. Stepped it up for sure.
I might be getting rid of my Netflix soon.
What?
Because
Oh,
I
why? Go ahead.
like the original content that's on there, but the Marvel series just ended, and I was really in for those Marvel series. So it's like we've got like what I think Jessica Jones season 3 is on the way, but I hated season 2, and I'm gonna watch Punisher season 2. But after I do that, and after I finish binging Mad Men, I'm gonna be done. I think because it's just like the movie selection on there is very okay. And I like TV shows more than I like watching a movie. So
But I think
Hulu's
Netflix
my
has-
genre right now.
See, I never really got into Hulu.
See, Hulu's got it's got
Oh.
your Bob's Burgers.
They have more
It's got
TV
Naked
shows,
for
yeah.
You. It's got I
just
love
watch it.
Bob's
Yeah, they loved
Burgers.
it. I would laugh.
It is the best. But it's like everything that I want to binge. Everybody Hates Chris is on there.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
it's all
I'll
there,
watch that.
and it's like
Those
all that
TV
other
shows,
stuff is
TV
just
shows.
not. It's not there. Like Netflix is just like pushing for more original content, which is fine.
Yeah,
I have Family Matters. I did
Does
watch
it?
that.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Oh, Netflix?
Hulu.
Oh,
Oh, there we go. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
But I believe Disney is taking all of their things off
Yes,
streaming
they are.
platforms.
They're
What is that?
starting their
Like
own
at the end
streaming
of the
platform.
year.
Yes.
Oh, I missed
So
that.
that's like Disney
Disney
owns a
Plus.
lot of stuff.
Wait, they're taking
huge
everything off Netflix?
Mm-hmm.
off of all
Netflix,
streaming
Hulu,
services.
everything
Why?
that's
Yeah.
Disney is going to go into a new streaming
Yes.
program called Disney Plus. You're going to be able to get any Disney
Oh my
movie
gosh,
on there.
maybe subscribe
Yeah.
Any-
to like 10 billion things.
They
Ex-
own a lot though, so you have to think about
And
it.
they've got
Like
Fox
a lot
now.
of your so a
Yeah.
lot of your favorite things that are on Netflix and Hulu, all that. Don't expect to see them there at the end of the year because they're
because-
gonna be gone.
Even like, I believe Disney now owns every Fox TV series as no, I can't remember. Okay, so Disney bought Fox's 20th Century Fox and the Fox TV, I believe, but they did not buy Fox News. So they have everything. They have Avatar. They have, I believe, Titanic was 20th Century. I can't remember. They have the X-Men back. They've got Marvel was
right?
the main Marvel was with Disney.
Yeah.
But now like X-Men and Fantastic Four are back with Disney.
Yeah.
Not back with Disney. They never were. They've got like stuff like anything you could, like. I think they own The Simpsons now, which is on Fox. I believe they now have Bob's Burgers, which we're not going to expect to see. I don't think the TV shows are going to move over to Disney's platform because Disney's never going to say, "Hey, we're producing The Simpsons and Family Guy and all that," because that's not their brand. So I think they'll let the TV show run on its own, and then they'll merge some of the movies under the Disney title. Because why would you not take the highest grossing movie of all time, Avatar, which I don't understand why it's the highest grossing movie of all time.
Well, highest grossing. I did really enjoy Avatar.
I haven't been able to finish the freaking movie. It's
Wait, like the blue
Seriously?
people? Or like the guy
blue
with the
people.
arrow? Oh,
Yeah.
I never even watched that. That one was long, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was long, and it was boring.
I didn't really
and
watch
it was
it.
weird. I didn't.
And then they have the whole Avatar world at Disney World now.
Oh,
Which
they're
is like
working
the best
on.
ride there, Pandora.
I know
I
they're
gotta check
working
that
on.
out. That intrigues me.
That was really fun.
They're working on Marvel something, like a whole Marvel theme park area. I'm gonna be really down for that. That's gonna be like Comic-Con all year round. So.
So our consensus is we don't watch cable, but we
Not
watch.
at all.
The only thing I will watch on cable is if Shark Tank is on and I'm actually sitting down in the house, I will watch
cable
Shark
though,
Tank.
or is it just like regular local TV?
Well, I mean, Shark Tank's on ABC, I think.
Yes.
ABC
Yeah,
or
So
NBC.
it might just be local. Wow.
It might just be.
I don't think it really counts.
So it's
Can't
like
really
I
count
won't
that
like
one.
honestly. The only reason to buy cable is if you like sports.
I feel like the
But
only
even then,
reason
you don't really have to.
Yeah, you can just go to the bar.
Still stream it too.
Oh, you can stream it too. Yeah, that too.
Do you think cable will die?
the only reason to buy cable is to watch SpongeBob.
You can watch that on
That's it.
YouTube. They have
You can.
SpongeBob
But
24/7
But
hour
the
streaming on
new
YouTube.
episodes,
They still make episodes?
They do.
Are you serious?
They do.
I never really got into
I love
SpongeBob
SpongeBob,
like that. I was a PBS
He's
kid.
canceled.
I was only allowed to watch public domain TV as a kid. It's because it was
love that stuff, though.
educational.
Yeah.
I was never allowed to watch
Back in the
Rugrats.
day.
I wasn't allowed to watch
Rugrats.
Rugrats either.
Why?
My
I
mom
don't
was
know.
scared it ended up, was it Angelica?
All bratty,
Yeah.
like ugh.
She's like, I don't want you to be like her.
I used
Actually,
to love,
no. I don't know if I wasn't allowed to watch Rugrats. I just never wanted
You
to.
didn't like it?
It just looked kind of
I
gross
liked
to
Arthur.
me.
Yeah.
Arthur was my
Arthur was the
Yeah.
jam.
Yeah.
Arthur.
I like Cyber Chase.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Cyber Chase
Cyber
was
Chase.
good.
Liberty
Yeah.
Yeah.
Liberty Kids!
Wait, okay, I don't know. What else
No,
is
I
on there?
love Liberty
I had the
Kids.
computer game that went with Liberty Kids. Britt is obsessed with Liberty Kids.
Yes, she is,
She's
yeah.
breaking out right now.
Do you guys remember Zoom?
Yeah, I was just telling Britt the other day.
Okay.
Britt does not remember the theme song to Zoom, and I'm
on,
sitting there like
Zoom,
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 Yes!
and Britt's like, "What are you doing?" She's like,
I
"That's not right." And I'm like, "Yes, it is."
I learned how to create so much stuff off of that show. Like,
Yeah.
like a doorbell for my room or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Crazy
Is that when
weird
they were
stuff.
like kids just talking? Like,
Yes, and they like
Yeah.
hosted the show
Yeah.
and like created like crafts and stuff
Huh.
like that.
I
used
think
to
I watched
love
it
that.
occasionally.
Oh,
Zoom was
girl,
the-
it was a
it
good
was a
show.
charm. It
That
was
was
the
a good
best.
show.
I mean, Zoom, and I'm trying to think of what else came up after that, but
Zaboomafoo.
honestly, Zaboomafoo.
we just
that
was
was
talking about
amazing.
it the
I
other
love
day.
that, Yeah. But I think I haven't watched like the last time that I watched like any sort of TV for the sake of keeping up with the show was This Is Us. And
I
then
got that
after
through
that,
Amazon Prime.
see exactly, you can get that on there, and I even stopped watching it because it's on Hulu, and I can just like watch it whenever. So it's like you can store it up and wait for the perfect time to watch it instead of building up all the anticipation. I think there are things that are wins when it comes to TV shows that come out on certain days, but you can do the same thing online.
That's another thing, like binge watching. So say
Binge
if you
watching
have
is
a
the thing,
show on regular TV, you have to wait week
Right.
to week for it to come out.
Right.
But now it's like if you have a favorite TV show and the whole season's online,
Right.
trap yourself in a room.
And I think it,
But I feel like
yeah.
that can kind of be a bad thing because, like, you don't want to wait
You
for the
need to
next
go live your
season. No, that too. But like, okay, if I watch the whole show, I'm like disappointed. I'm like, oh wait, I want more episodes. I want it to keep coming.
Right,
but you have to wait for
right.
the next season, and that takes
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
next
I feel like I just get impatient though. Like if I have to wait a whole week, I'm just not gonna watch it.
Same. And it's like, and then sometimes there,
Okay, it's
like,
just me. Okay.
and sometimes you don't get to wait. Like you watch something that already came out, and it's like, oh, I watched all 7 seasons of Mad Men. and
Yeah,
now
like
there's
if it was like an
nothing
old
left.
Yeah.
show that came
Yeah.
out, like, oh,
And then it's like
no
it's,
more.
it's weird because it's like I feel like content like that, it's like people, we just want content. Like we want something to listen. Like it's like I've gone like an entire week where it's like I can't take a break from like having something in my ears or in front of my eyes. Where it's like, oh, I'm getting dressed, I better be watching a YouTube video. Like I'm in the car, I'm listening to a podcast.
You are that way or you're not that way?
I'm used to be that way. Like where it was just like I always need to be absorbing something. It's like eating dinner, watching TV. Yeah. Like it's just like you always want something. And you know, for people, you want to find something that's in your interest that you listen to, obviously. So it's like super like great to see that people are making content for specific niches, like on YouTube and on Instagram. It's like content is gonna lead the way into like the future of like advertising and marketing. Like it's all about creativity and like catching people where you can actually stop them from scrolling through Instagram endlessly and say, hey, this is like something that I kind of like.
And I feel like content is made nowadays for people to like always be absorbing it. Like binge watching content is made to always be binge watched. Like that's like a thing now. Like orange is the new black. Sorry, that's kind of like a tongue twister right there. But they're coming into their last season. It's about to come out, and like they put it out just so people can binge watch. Like that's literally what it's for. You know what I mean? So that's how content is being made now.
But then there's that oversaturation where you're scrolling through Instagram and you saw like 100 different posts, and you're just like, I don't remember anything that I just saw.
Yeah, Instagram
can get overwhelming too.
Yeah.
Which is why I think it's just it can get overwhelming, but it's like out of all the people that you follow on Instagram, some of them you follow because you like, some of them you're friends with, and some of them it's a courtesy follow. Let's just be real. It's like so it's like, you know what I mean, like your Uncle Rudy who just posted a picture of his bowl of beans. It's like, oh, that's cute, Uncle Rudy. Like
you can mute people now. That's my favorite.
Oh, what on
that's
Instagram?
My favorite feature.
Oh my gosh.
You don't have to stories. Yes. Wow. So say if it's a courtesy follow, like somebody that, you know, followed you or you want to follow them back and be nice, whatever.
Oh, that sounds
you can
now.
Mute their story.
No, I'm sorry.
Or
Uncle Rudy, it's
too
over,
much.
It's
people
over.
who post too much on their stories, I mute stories all the time. Or if their posts are trash, I just like, it's heartbreaking to unfollow them. I just don't want to see it on my feed. I'll mute their post. And they have a mute post and story button. So you can
this is changing my life right now.
Wow.
But I think
Get
even
into it.
for every amazing piece of content, you have an Uncle Rudy.
You have an actual Uncle Rudy?
No.
Okay.
I'm substituting a name for a different uncle. Don't
so
watch that.
Who posted about their big
direction.
Subtweet. Anyway. But no, I kind of am. I kind of am not. Anyway. But I feel like when it comes to content, it's like you have stuff that's eye-catching and creative, and then you have stuff that's bad. And it's like the more eye-catching and the more creative you can make it, and how you can catch someone's attention span in a matter of like, what is our attention span gone down to? I think the national's 10 seconds.
Like, I think it's a lot less.
Oh, it is really?
I think so.
Like, because I think I would have about 3 seconds before
2
I
seconds.
actually
20 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
On says it's 20 seconds.
No, it's 2 minutes left on the what's.
No.
Oh, wait, you say it's 20 seconds?
No.
20
Oh,
seconds.
it's a 20 seconds.
Attention span.
Oh, okay. Oh, because I was close
Which
with
I
10.
think a goldfish is like 3 seconds.
Yeah. No, but what I mean is, I think
We have about
We're
6
just
and a half
dwindling
goldfish.
down.
It's just floating around up there, just like you sloosh around a little too much and they die. It's like, but I think that attention span, it depends on what we know we're getting ourselves into. Where it's like, if we're gonna sit down and watch a movie, the movie may get, you know, for me it's like I'll give a movie 20 minutes before I turn it off.
Really?
So if I like it, I will keep watching. If I don't, I'll turn it off after 20 minutes.
So women are supposed to be multitaskers, but I just don't fit that. Like, I am not good at multitasking. Like, if I don't text
didn't know
anyone
that was a
back
thing.
because I can't text anyone back unless I'm like sitting in a room and it's quiet.
Well, with texting, that's not even with texting, but
So I feel like I like movies because it keeps me engaged. Where like
movies,
Instagram,
yeah.
like I love Instagram, but when I scroll through that, my brain's just like, oh,
Melt.
it's too much coming at me.
Yeah, I mean, but I feel like when you have that much coming at you, it's like that's when you have like that 6-second goldfish attention span. It's like, you know, I'll go on my Instagram right now and it's like I'm gonna scroll down it so quickly that it's like, you know, it's not a lot of stuff that'll actually keep me engaged. It's like when you're scrolling, you gotta catch it quick. You know, it's like a movie, a YouTube video, 20 seconds, sure. I think the attention span's down to 3. So, thank you guys for watching the first episode of Media Lab. This was really fun. I'm gonna really enjoy making these.
I enjoyed myself.
Yeah. So if you enjoyed it,
It was fun.
So if you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a subscribe. You know, we'll be posting these every week. They'll be coming out on Saturdays.
Like.
You know, hit a like if you enjoyed it. You know, and make sure to follow us on Instagram to see all the other crazy antics and the projects that we're working on at our company. And, you know, follow us on LinkedIn because it's hard to get people to do that. So if you like LinkedIn, get on LinkedIn. But yeah. So, you know, this has been it. You know, enjoy whatever you're doing. Enjoy your creativity. Enjoy your freedom. Enjoy your business. Just love it. Love it, love it, love it, and love everyone else. Bye.
Bye.